Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
Oh, fuck. It is the last week of the season.
Shit's getting real, boys.
I mean, dude, I'm sweating it out right now. Like, I'm sweating it out on multiple fronts. This is, Jayhay, how are you feeling? You know, I feel like the Cleveland Guardians are, like, everyone's like, oh, the Milwaukee Brewers are the team of destiny this year. If the Cleveland Guardians get in, how could you not look at them as the team of destiny?
With everything.
That'd be tough to avoid, right?
With everything that has gone on with them, too. Like, I mean, you're moving guys, right? The trade deadline was impactful. That's what I'm saying. The trade deadline
they sold
was impactful
and they lost
them.
their closer to a gambling suspension.
Yeah, at the end of that's what I was just looking at. Like at the end of July is when they said goodbye to Emmanuel Clase. The end of July, and the fact that
it's basically like they traded him.
Yeah. The fact that they are where they are at right now, and the fact that the bullpen has done what it has done since then is, I mean, it's pretty incredible when you think about it. Third, they've got the third best ERA since Emmanuel Clase's last game. They have the third best ERA in baseball as a staff, as a bullpen. That list is spearheaded by the Ace. Just, I know you guys were wondering, but that's where the Guardians are since they lost their closer. Third best in baseball. Crazy.
It is something special. I feel like every time I fucking look up, the Cleveland Guardians are winning a baseball game. Their run, I mean, like, when can we even point to this run truly starting? Was it for the Guards
lost? Well, how about this? This is what I was looking at, because I was looking at the Tigers.
Back-to-back walk-offs.
What, for the Guardians?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can look at it a couple different ways. I think I do think the beginning of September or right around there is a pretty convenient, arbitrary endpoint, but also like a workable one too, because they're 16-5 this month. The vast majority of the deficit has been erased this month, and yeah, they have been probably inarguably the best pitching staff in all of baseball over that stretch as well, which lines up with, I think, how this team was always going to win, if it was ever going to win anything at all. So you could nominate a couple of things, but I think that 21 game stretch or thereabouts coinciding with the start of the month.
So they had at the end of August, they beat Tampa, then they walked off Tampa, then the next night they had an off day, but 2 consecutive games of walk-offs. They walked off Seattle, won that series against Seattle. So since August 26th, they are 20-6, best record in baseball.
They were as late or as recently, however you want to view it, as August 27th. They were 10.5 games out of the division race. The A's had just swept the Tigers, and it was looking like, could there be well, that was at the height of their at the gap between them, like as far as where the Tigers were at, where they were headed, and what the Guardians were going to be trying to do. 10.5 out, and have closed that gap.
Yeah. They have. So if anyone's been living under a rock, obviously we're setting the stage here with the Cleveland Guardians, but we are going to take a look of the playoff picture. A lot of teams have 6-7 games remaining. The Yankees hold the top wild card spot in the American League. The Boston Red Sox are 1 game up on both the Guardians and the Astros, holding the second wild card spot. So the Guardians right now, who holds the tiebreaker between the Guardians and the Astros? Because last night, they both caught an L, but the Guardians and Astros
have won 6 of 7. Guards have won 6 of 7. So if they win another, Fuego, it's over. They have the series. They have the season series.
The Rangers pretty much packing it up. They've lost 7 straight. That's too bad. I mean, Connor, I feel bad for Connor, but yeah, a team with a plus 82 run differential, just packing it up right at the end there with 7 straight L's when they were an interesting story in their own right.
They just didn't want it.
They truly did not want it bad enough. Last night, the Seattle Mariners just dropped their dicks on the Houston Astros. 4 straight wins for the Mariners, 3 straight losses for the Astros. This thing is pretty much a wrap. A 3-game lead with 6 or 7 games to go. Yeah, the Seattle Mariners. When was the last time the Mariners won the division, Jayhay?
Been a hot minute.
Yeah, it's been quite a long time. Are we taking a
2001?
guess, or am I just telling you?
2001?
Yeah. 2000. That's what I was going to say. 2001.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. My senior year in high school. My senior year in high school is the last time the Mariners won a division. I was rocking, by the way, and I've given this damn thing away already. I gave this thing away like 6 years ago. But I was rocking a lime green Mariners jersey back in the day. Before it was cool to wear random colored jerseys, I was rocking it. I did give that.
The last time the Mariners won the division, I had frosted tips in 7th grade. With a middle hair part. I had a middle hair part and frosted tips the last time the Mariners won the division.
Middle hair part.
Yeah, good dude. What was his name? Nick Carter and the Backstreet Boys.
Going to therapy. Yeah, middle hair part.
Yeah, he was crushing it with the middle hair part. So I was like, I just saw the vision. I was like, obviously he gets bitches. I'm trying to get bitches. So it was if he was the heartthrob.
This is crazy, Jared. You and Nick had the energy going that myself and Timberlake, because I shaved my head. What happened? JT shaved his head. I grew the hair back, dyed the tips. What did JT do? Curly hair, dyed the tips.
Yeah, you actually, you do. You guys both have really curly hair. I didn't even realize. I didn't put 2 and 2 together because yours like looks like a disaster. But you guys definitely have the curls for sure.
Oh yeah, super tight.
I remember when that dye fad was happening. For some reason, the correct procedure didn't make it all the way to my house because we did sun in instead of the peroxide or whatever. And so, so for a while there, I was rocking kind of like an orange-red bowl cut.
An orange-red bowl cut.
Can you imagine that face with an orange-red bowl
how cool? Cut? Imagine how cool I had to be able to overcome that.
Holy shit. Oh, man.
Yeah,
hey, you've made it to the other side, Jayhay. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think because also like if you bleach your hair and then you use hair gel, which I did, it could come out looking a little orangey.
Yeah,
it was more orangey.
Color of your gel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's the last time the Seattle Mariners won the division, so they're pretty much right there. What's their magic number? Do we know?
They're 3 up with 6 left. We've got 3 with the Astros starting tomorrow. So the Athletics, who do have their dirty little fingerprints all over this thing, have another opportunity to ruin somebody's day. Think about that.
Yeah, they ruin my day all the time. The Cincinnati Reds, man. The team that I feel, some folks, not me, had written off. They could get in. And I don't want it to even be a situation where we're talking about a Mets collapse. Of course, that's going to be what the media says. That's going to be what the mainstream media says. Oh, the Mets collapse, this and that. Give props to the Cincinnati Reds for winning games when they had to win games. Did the Mets fall down or did the Reds rise up? The answer is both. So the Cincinnati Reds hauling off 5 straight to get into this position. If they're not winning ball games, it doesn't matter that the Mets are playing under 500 recently. Doesn't matter. You still have to win the games, and they have been winning the games. So shout out to the Cincinnati Reds, who currently hold a piece. They are neck and neck with a piece of that third wild card in the National League. Do you guys think the Mets are going to miss out? Do you think that that's where we're headed? Do you think the Reds are going to be playing in October?
I tell you what, it's going to make me having to give Jayhay the fucking Juan Soto jersey a lot more digestible if the Mets don't make it. And not that the Mets are someone who Jayhay's pulling for. It would just make me feel like, you know what? Fuck that. I lost a jersey. You some bitches got to go home. And I would be okay with that. I would be more than okay with that, because the Reds, and again, not to go back to the A's having their dirty little fingerprints all over this, but the A's just swept the Reds here as recently as I think, was it the 14th, 12th or the 12th through the 14th, I think was the series. And the Reds have been able to bounce back. I mean, you take a sweep at this point in the season to anybody when you're in the hunt. I mean, that can be detrimental. That could send you into a tailspin to the point where we're talking about some of these other teams that have just not been able to figure shit out, like the Mets.
Yeah. I've been figuring shit out on the Underdog Fantasy app. I'm going to put a pick 'em out today. Jayhay, you have my word. Pick 'em today. Pick 'em today. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick 'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats like strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. If you know me, I'm a total base guy. There's no other stats that I'm throwing pick 'ems out there for. But make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's JARED to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. All right. We're kind of like, I mean, we haven't even talked about the Tigers. We'll talk about the Tigers. I feel like we're kind of like glossing over all this. I want to make sure that the Guardians are really getting the respect that they deserve, because if the next time that we meet on Wednesday, I mean, so from where I'm sitting as a Red Sox fan, I was looking at the Guardians come up and being like, please, can you guys chill the fuck out? Like, I really just want to make the playoffs this year. You guys were just there last year. I understand that we've won a World Series more recently than you. I think the Guardians have the longest streak, or what's that called?
Yeah. Winless streak.
Drought. They have the longest drought, World Series drought. So I do feel badly for Guardians fans, but feel worse for me for not being able to be in the playoffs. Just let me get in the playoffs. And then Guardians fans were like, there's a world where we can both make it. Like, we want don't worry about us. We want the division. You know, it's kind of like when you see a bumblebee and you're like, please don't sting me. And they're like, we just want the nectar. We're not trying to bother you. Don't worry about us. We're just going to be buzzing on by. That's been Guardians fans, at least in my experience on social media, where I'm terrified of them, but they're just like, no, we're actually, we want the division. We're going to suck this nectar over here.
This is where you two right now should be my best fucking friend. My best friend. Because there's only one team right now that can help you two. Only one. Outside of yourselves, outside of wiping your own ass, you two could team up and wipe mine. That's right. That's right.
What a metaphor. Yeah, you guys need to come together and wipe my ass.
Both of you. The bidet bros. Because again, you
finished the season with Houston and Kansas City, though.
Yeah, Houston is your problem, buddy. Like, if you're going to have anybody that's going to be a problem for you, it's going to be Houston. And that goes for both of you right now. Jayhay needs nothing more than for the Tigers to fall on their face, or continue to fall on their face, step on their own tail, if you will. And he needs the Athletics to take care of business against the Astros.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. You need the same thing, because if it's the Guardians who can't get their shit together, that helps you out. But if it's the Astros who take care of business against the Athletics, well, Jayhay, see you later. Thanks for coming out. So you're going to need some help from the green and
Guardians. I feel like the last time we did the podcast, the Guardians had a 25% chance of, or it might have even been 20% chance. They're up to 59%.
It's very real. So I'll let you guys think about this right now. You can answer at the end of the podcast. If you do believe in the baseball god energy, which you absolutely should at this point, Jared, especially after what just happened to you when I was in your house on your night, you should absolutely believe.
I do.
we know where we stand on the jersey bets. This could be an opportunity for you guys to maybe shave a little fat off and say, you know what, DB, you don't have to just the one that you do. Yeah, because I want the A's.
You want the A's. You want me to not.
Well, no,
you want me to knock off my jersey bet with you so that something that you actually can't control can happen?
Well, that's why I said just workshop it, right? We're just kicking tires here. That's all, just kicking tires. It's early in the pod. We'll revisit that.
Dallas's made up but turning real addiction to jersey bets is going to get him classed out of broadcasting.
Yeah.
I think now would be a good time to show you guys something.
What do you got? Oh, look at that.
You see what number that is?
Yeah. Hold it up for the folks at home. I hope it's like signed by a player that's like, sorry about your addiction. Oh, look at that. Did he sign it?
Oh, yeah.
What's it say on it?
To Dallas.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's great.
But we're not done there. Oh, no.
Oh, Koch.
I had to.
To Dallas.
I had to.
2013 NL MVP.
But
oh, God.
We're not done there. Oh, no. This may be the best one. Shout out to the Renegades of the Rotunda.
What do we got? Wow, a Dallas Braden custom jersey. A custom Pirates jersey.
Wow.
Custom Buccos threads.
Wow.
Yes.
So what happens when a jersey addict gets 3 jerseys in one swoop? Like, are you just in a coma after that, or like what happens?
It is you start to enter a different level of consciousness. You're looking at the world through a different prism. Like things are super shiny.
A galaxy brain.
Yes. Yep. That's like kind of how you were on 420 on the sidewalk.
Yeah. 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 I'll never forget that. That's an amazing feeling. Yeah. That's a great feeling to have.
It's an incredible feeling. I want to talk about the pitching matchups we have coming up in this series specifically. Like I don't know, watching, like looking at the slate
A's,
today.
Astros?
No, the fuck.
What series are you talking about? You were just talking about Pirates jerseys. What the fuck are you talking about?
The series we were just talking about before I derailed us with the Pirates jersey.
What we were talking about fucking A's, Astros. What are you talking about? Am I crazy, Jayhay? What series is he talking about?
Jay, do you know what's your?
I think he's talking about Tigers Guardians.
Yes, the only series we've been talking about.
Brother, we were literally just talking about A's. That's why you got the jerseys, because you're like, hey, if the A's help you out, you guys need me against the Astros. If you want to take some jerseys off the jersey bets, oh, by the way, let me show you my jerseys. That was the last fucking series we were talking about. You fried brain
series,
fuck.
Not series. Buddy, I got to tell you, with the day off today, your boy got up early and the mind is real right.
I don't even get upset anymore because I just know the people listening at home are like, Jared, you don't have to explain to us. Like, we know exactly what you're talking about. Like,
they don't know.
On the same page there.
They knew exactly what series I was talking about as soon as I said pitching matchups. So can we just get to the fucking series?
Yeah, let's get to the pitching matchups for sure.
Because you've got Skubal versus Williams, you've got Flaherty versus Bybee, and you've got question mark versus Messick, which Jayhay said it earlier. I believe this to be the case. It will absolutely be, and I think maybe even more specifically, it'll be the bullpens that decide this thing. Because I think you can, for better or worse, expect what you can expect from the starting rotations for these two teams, because they're good. They're really good. But the first matchup, Skubal, in 3 starts versus the Guardians this year, 0.41 ERA over 22 innings, 12 hits, 1 run allowed, 2 walks, 32 punch outs. And he's going against Yam Williams, who had a career day against the Athletics to seal the fucking series deal. Landed Jayhay the fucking jersey. Fuck! 11 innings, 0 earned runs, 4 hits in his 2 games against the Tigers. So that is game number 1.
That game's already over, I feel like. Because
I feel the same way. I feel the same way.
The Guardians are on a 20-6 run. They're hitting 236 with a 703 OPS going up against Scooble. Like, even though they've won 20 of 26, they are not hitting. And the game against Joe Ryan, what was it, 4 solo home runs? Like, obviously, yeah, you want it. Like, if you hit a ton of home runs, that's good. There was nobody on base for any of them.
No.
I'm sympathetic to that. And I obviously, any matchup where Scooble's going, you feel like the underdog. But I felt that there was no way they were possibly going to get to him in the postseason, the ALDS game last year in game 5. And then they did. And like, I hear you. I would take Scooble over any Guardians pitcher every single day. But, you know, not only do these guys have great stats against the Tigers, like Dallas was talking about, but like it has been the pitching staff that has been driving this whole thing, this whole 20-6 run, not the only thing, but they've been driving it. And Gavin Williams, we can go back further. He's got a 2.10 in the second half of the season. So I feel like with the way the Tigers offense is playing, that it could be a situation where they can match Scooble until he exits the game and take advantage from there. Like that's a pathway that feels totally viable with the Guards right now.
Jay, that is exactly why I feel like in this short series matchup right here with these pitching matchups lined up the way they are, I don't know that you can hand pick better matchups, right? Like this is how you want this to unfold. This is who you want squaring off. So from there, when these two dudes leave the game on both sides of the coin, whose lap is it in now? And that's where we get into the conversation about what the Guardians bullpen looks like minus Class A and what the Tigers bullpen has looked like, which is, well, it's not anywhere near the firepower that comes with the Guardians bullpen. You're talking about a team in the Tigers bullpen who has the lowest K per 9 in baseball as a group out of the bullpen, which when the postseason comes calling, what do we need? I need swing and miss. I need whiff. And as a group, they are generating the least amount of that in baseball. That is not ideal. Put it like this. Out of teams with 600 plus innings from their bullpen, Detroit's 511 strikeouts are the fewest out of that group. There's 8 teams, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, that have 600 or more innings from their bullpens. 3 of those teams are postseason contenders. But you need swing and miss. You need swing and miss. And that's where teams can start to get exposed. And I think a guy specifically, Tommy Kahnle, is somebody who, like, the numbers might not be eye-popping for you right now. There was a very rough stretch during the middle of the season, and really for almost a month between July and August, where it was not good at all. 8 2/3 innings, 15 hits, 8 2/3 innings, 15 earned runs, 4 homers, just 7 strikeouts, 10 walks over those 8 2/3. And the ERA somewhere around, I think, 15. I don't know. But since August 15th, things have been significantly better. He has played the role that you would like him to play. 14 innings, just 2 earned runs allowed. So not a ton of swing and miss either coming out of Kahnle, but a much better job of rebounding. But as a group, who do you like? As a group, what do you like? And I think that starts to tip towards the Guardians.
For anyone that's listening right now that wasn't previously aware, the baseball gods, the schedule makers, they're all a bunch of sickos. And you had the Guardians in mid-August cut a 10.5 game lead in the division down to this week. You will have a 3-game series against the Detroit Tigers in your house. Like, they have the chance. They have the chance to do something special, do something unforgettable. They are 1 game back of first place in the American League Central Division, a team that has a -9 run differential, chasing down a +73 run differential team within their own division. And I'll ask Jayhay, how do you see this series going? When we meet on, well, yeah, because it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday series. So it would be like a week from today.
Do you
like
believe?
We probably won't get to do a podcast after the series conclude. Like they'll have like a weekend series.
Do you believe in Stephen Vogt?
I'll see you at the stream, right? As a member of the postseason or not, that's right. That's how this is going to play out.
Well, Just the Nuts is tomorrow night. So we'll have game 1 of this series on Just the Nuts.
Yeah. I meant like to your point about reaching a conclusion. The next time we have a conclusion will be when I see you for the stream, right?
Yeah.
I believe for sure. I believe in part because like I don't believe that this Guardians team necessarily should be in the mix to be in the postseason. Like it's, we could talk run differential. We could talk the fact that they sold. We could talk the fact that they lost, multiple pitchers due to other stuff. And just the way that this team was built going in from the off season to this season. But I believe now that they're here, I believe now that it's a head-to-head direct competition with a team that's in the midst of what could be one of the most epic collapses. Forget about in Tigers history, in like recent or all-time baseball history. And I think they stack up pretty well with how the Tigers exist right now. We went through the pitching matchups. I'm not going to read off all the numbers, but every single person who has made a start for the Guardians, if you've made a start, you've made at least 3 since the beginning of September for them. They have the highest guy has a 3.12 ERA. And multiple people, 3 of those people, half, have an ERA of 1.50 or lower. Do I think that's their true talent level? No, not necessarily. But yeah, I definitely believe. And the one thing I wanted to call out, a little niche, but I just think it so perfectly reflects what the Guardians front office does well, is that this pitching staff, this drive, has been led in part by 2 people. Joey Cantillo, who was acquired in the original trade that featured Josh Naylor coming to Cleveland and sending out Mike Clevenger to San Diego, and Ciccone, who was the return for Naylor coming back this way when they sent him to Arizona. I will eat crow on Ciccone. He has already been more impactful for the Guardians than I snidely anticipated when they dumped Naylor's contract and got him back. It's been already a developmental win for them. So tip of the cap there, even if I think Naylor would help. But those 2 guys getting key assets for a potential playoff team both ways on a trade, and guys who were certainly not on the list to contribute at the levels that they currently are. I just think is such a great bit of front office maneuvering, team development, all that sort of stuff. And a non-trivial reason, just a small reason why they're here.
Tell us what's your read on this series when it's all said and done. Do you think the Cleveland Guardians? So I think it's probably just normal human reaction when you're watching a series between, like, I don't have any reason to root for Cleveland. I don't have any reason to root for Detroit. But if because I don't care about football really, but if I tune in to watch a football game between like the Bengals and the Jaguars, I'm rooting for the team that's losing. Like, you want to see the team chasing the thing, get the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I have rooting interest because I think just obviously the friendship I have with Scoobs, Casey Mize as well. I really like the Guardians manager, pretty good friend of mine. I'm pulling for him as well, and so I don't want to say I'm torn by any means, but yeah, like
sounds like that's what you're saying.
I do. I have rooting interest on both ends. I want to see Scooble dominate. I want to see Casey Mize dominate. I want to see Stephen Vogt finish up a storybook run. And if there's anybody capable of, I think, motivating his team to truly understand that, hey, I know we want to get to the postseason. This right here, this is our opportunity. This right here. This is how we go. Outside of this series here, we've now left it in somebody else's hands. All right. But if we're going to control any moment of our season and we're going to feel like we can do anything about our future, it is right now. We have everything lined up for us the way we would like. This is when we make our move. And I think being able to put that in perspective, because right now you're just trying to shorten the season to an at bat, really. Every at bat from here on out. I mean, we're at the point where we're counting innings, boys. We're counting innings left in this thing, right? If you got 9 ball games left, or if you got 6 ball games left, you have 54 innings left in your season, minimum. Like that's where we're at. We're counting this thing down, and I think I like what the Guardians have to offer from an offensive perspective and what they're doing on the mound. Those things in the face of the Tigers, just, I mean, searching right now. I like the Guardians.
Okay. Tune into Just the Nuts. Justin Havens, Coley Mick, myself. We will be live streaming game 1 of this series tomorrow night. Very excited for it. I'm actually, at this point in the season, I feel like I kind of need the breather like right before the playoffs start. And I think this week is going to be very stressful. So I appreciate that this slate is like 3 games tonight. There's not a lot of baseball tonight. I think we can kind of
it's full bore after this.
Yeah, it's absolutely full go. Starting tomorrow night with Just the Nuts. And then Baseball is Dead, 2 more episodes this week. And we, as we always do, we will be ramping up the coverage come postseason time. It's probably going to end up being more than you're even used to. I think there'll be more pods. There'll definitely be more live streams. Whether it's here, we're putting the finishing touches on the light show in the media room right now. That's currently happening out there as we speak. And I think we're going to be doing some live events and just a lot of shit is going to be happening for Baseball is Dead and Section 10 for the postseason. Very excited for that. Almost as excited as I am for putting on some chubbies after we're done with this podcast. I just want to be comfortable today. You know, it's almost like an off day for everyone. So like an off day for the league almost. No disrespect to the teams that are playing today, but like I don't give a fuck. The leaves are turning, the temps are dropping, and the weekend air is getting that nice autumn crisp. Just the weather is just because the weather is changing over doesn't mean that you have to pack away the fun though. Chubbies is here to make sure your fall wardrobe hits harder than a PSL on a slow Sunday morning with soft, stretchy, fall-ready staples built for maximum comfort and minimal effort. Mark your calendars. The Chubbies Fall Collection drops on September 9th, so that means it's been out for a little bit. It's packed with cozy gear that brings a metaphorical and real heat. And later this month, they're launching the new Comfort Collection featuring Everywhere Jogger. It's the perfect pant for impromptu naps, weekend errands, and everything in between. We all agree fall should be cozy, not constricting, and Chubbies delivers peak softness without sacrificing an ounce of style. So go ahead, break up the stiff pants, and embrace the fun side of fall. Comfy, casual, and built for life, the Chubbies original stretch shorts can live on your legs, available in long, short, and way short. I feel like Dallas is a way short guy. They come with a relaxed fit, elastic waistband, and no fuss design. They are the kind of shorts that you'll forget you're wearing until you get an onslaught of high fives and compliments. And boy, am I about to get an onslaught of high fives and compliments if I'm wearing some short shorts, because my hack squat's in the garage right now. Just came today. Just got delivered today. So
you know what they say, buddy.
What's that?
High thighs equals high fives.
That's right.
Straight up.
Yep. Whether you're layering up for tailgates, lounging through lazy Sundays, or leaning fully into the fall comfort, Chubbies has you covered. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our listeners $10 off your first order with the promo code BID over at chubbiesshorts.com. That's promo code BID at chubbiesshorts.com. Support the show and show your thighs some respect with Chubbies. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's talk Mets for a little second here. I do think that we should probably call Clem for a temperature check, but let's do our own analysis first. And let's see where we all come out. Do we come out on the other side thinking that the Mets hold on and still get in? Or do we think that this thing is it's already over? Because I said, man, they can't fuck this up, can they? And Mets fans are like, they already did. They've been fucking it up for 3 months, and now we're just seeing the end result of all of this. I feel like I'm going to be the only one who says the Mets still find a way. Am I wrong? Did I misread that?
I feel like the Giants, I know we're only 6 out. The Giants, their energy, I don't know how close and how impactful they can be in this thing over the next 6 days. Felt like they were on a nice little run for a while. That got brought to an end. But, I mean, the Giants are 3 out of this. Who sits just ahead of them? The Diamondbacks, right?
D-backs, yeah.
One game out of this, and then you got the fucking Reds. You got the Reds and the Mets. I love that I do. I just simply love that the Reds are even in this conversation right now, and it has everything to do with the Mets just forgetting how to play baseball. Yeah. Like Mets fans have said for the last 2 months. Like I mean, where do you want to start with the New York Mets?
I want you to just give me a simple gut feeling. Do the Mets hang on and get in, or do you think that it's another collapse? Because I want to say
my gut is they shit the bed. That is my gut feeling, is that the Mets shit the bed.
You think they continue to free fall and they do not play October baseball this year?
I do not see the Mets going to October. I do not. I see their leave turning, and
I just feel like that is it's just where it's what our brains have taught us, so we just expect it. It's not like it, but the other thing is too, it's not like the Mets have like horses in their rotation. It's like, well, you know, they've got stoppers. They don't like that. I feel like that's more the problem. They don't have stoppers.
Well, what are the FanGraphs odds right now, Jayhay? I was getting ready to look it up. Or actually, excuse me, remaining schedule. That's what I want to look at. What does the remaining schedule look like here for these teams?
So
I mean, the just in terms of the teams playing, the Reds have the Pirates and the Brewers, and
the Mets have the Cubs and the Marlins.
Yeah.
So I mean, is it? I mean, the Brewers. I don't. They're in.
Correct.
Check. So I'm not saying that the Reds' path looks a little easier, but does it feel like if the Brewers are in a position maybe to shore some things up for themselves and sort of heal and line things up accordingly, well, to get into October, does that make things just a little more palatable for the Reds?
I mean, the Saturday, Sunday games, I know that this is not uncommon at this point, but the starting pitchers for Milwaukee are completely blank right now. And I think that's a representation of how they're probably going to treat those 2 games. And listen, either of these outcomes could be correct, but I don't think it's necessarily recency bias to say that the Mets don't feel like the right answer right now because of the reasons that you guys talked about. The pitching staff, like, yes, they don't have a stopper. No, the pitching staff as a whole hasn't been good. Like, it's not like they just don't have a stopper. They don't have good pitching in general right now. Like, they have one of the worst. It's 25th. Their ERA overall is 25th, right around 5 since July 28th, which is pretty clearly the point at which the collapse really took hold, because they were 62-44 at that point, and they're now only 4 games above 500. They have the 3rd worst record in baseball over that stretch, ahead of only the Twins and the Rockies. And yeah, to the fans' point about it's been going on for a little while, the turnaround needed to already happen. I'm sympathetic to that. And when you look at the way that the Reds rotation lines up and who they have to face, it's exactly pretty much how you want it. They're going to get Green. They get like every pitcher that's going for the Reds is somebody that is in their rotation. It is their rotation. Like,
well, put it like this. If you're the Mets, you got a guy who you would like to think could be helping you or should be helping you right now, getting his ass kicked in Syracuse, in AAA. Senga.
Right. And so that's like done. Like that's Kodai Senga's not contributing to the Mets in 2020. Like forget this stretch. There's no, like, he's done now, right? Because there's no window for him to make it back, even if they were to get into the postseason. So we were talking about, like, a couple podcasts ago, what is the pathway back for Senga look like? We can now just put a pin in that and be like, he's no longer part of the picture for 25.
It just does. There's nothing that gives you the confidence to say this is, I mean, unless the Mets just turn, I mean, where's Grimace? Somebody wake Grimace up. That's what it's going to take.
I'm going to call Clem. Where's Grimace? Where's Grimace is crazy. I feel like he's going to be like, man, you never call me when things are good.
They rarely are.
They rarely are.
What I meant to get in the call today.
I was just saying to myself, Clem, I feel like it's not fair that I never get to call you when things are good, but I mean, it's been slim pickings, you know. Like I don't know, like when else we could have called on better terms, but I will say, let me preface this. I will say this. I still think the Mets get in. I don't know. I don't know that the rest of the panel agrees.
Jared, to be fair, Jared,
yeah,
there, like, better terms, there's been no good times to call.
Right.
So it's like, unless you're calling me in May, there was no good times to call. Back in May, we were like, is this Juan Soto's team or Pete's team? Those are the good days, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were trying to people were trying to poke holes in Juan Soto's career. That's to show we can't even enjoy the good times because all the bozos on talk radio always want to, like, make up these little controversies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're in the bad times. I was there on Saturday at Barstool at the ballpark, and that was honestly one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. You know, as a Mets fan, you're always looking for new things to happen to rip your heart out. And I got to tell you, get that leadoff guy on second, you know, the extra base runner in extra innings, you get him out, first out, you're feeling good. And then inside the park, 2-run home run. Didn't see that one coming. You know what? I got to tip my cap to the baseball gods. That was a good one. And the game ends when the great Juan Soto's looking at strike three. You think, you know, the greatest guy in baseball. I have to just tip my cap to the baseball gods. And then the next night, you have a guy playing hacky sack, and somehow, you know, and then we had robbing home runs, hacky sack on Rob. It was just an absolute disaster. So, yeah, lose 2 or 3 to the, I don't know, worst team in the National League, second worst team in the National League. Good times in Mets land.
So I'm trying to fill in the gaps here. Like, it sounds to me like you don't think that they're getting in.
Jared, I don't know if I want them to get in. That's kind of where I'm at. Because the thing is, the reason why I want them to get in is if they win the World Series, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that was in the realm of possibilities. They could get swept in the first round, or they could literally not win a game the rest of this week. And it's all on the table in my mind right now. So I am in a very weird place where yesterday, between them and the Giants, I contemplated sports fandom retirement. And I don't do that often. I don't, you know, I'm not Mr. And the only reason I'm back is, like, kind of my job. And I have a little 7-year-old who lives and mostly dies with all the teams that I've, you know, plagued his life with. So I did contemplate it very quickly and talk myself out of it, because I'll be right back in April and we'll be doing this and I'll be staying World Series. But I don't, part of me was happy that we're no longer in the playoffs in the standings, just so I don't have to hear 80% chance of the playoffs, 80% chance of them. You guys have the Nats and the Marlins. There's no teams in baseball that scare me more than the Nats and the Marlins when they are down, other than maybe the Braves, no matter what state they're in. Other than that, there's no 2 teams in baseball that scare me more.
Clem, see, You're in there. You're talking as if you are not in there. You're in there. Do you understand? Like you're tied. It's like we're in line at Disneyland and we have to go like, oh, we have a spot for two here. It's like, look who's standing next to us. It's the Reds. And we're gonna find out that when we get there, oh shit, we only really do have room for one. But as of right now, this is still a 2-person lane. You're still right there, Clem. But does it feel that far away? Because look, and you know what? Damn it, Clem, you son of a bitch. I blame you because we talked to you early and you're the reason that I got all doped up on the jersey threads. And I got it. I found myself in a dark alley with Jayhay.
Clem. Jesus
Christ. I made an OPS bet.
Problems.
That is
poor guy probably has no idea what he's even talking about.
That is not panned out. And now here we sit today. But I just, it pains me to hear you say, like, we're on the outside looking in. You're right there, Clem. You're still right there.
But I know, like, if you look at the standings, I think we might be above the Reds, but the Reds have the tiebreaker. So I do feel like, silly me. I think we're the third worst team in baseball since the trade deadline. I think I could be a little negative right now, guys, right? I mean, you guys know, like, am I the most optimistic Mets fan at Barstool, which granted isn't saying much during sometimes, but like we have some reasonable people. We have our KFCs and our Frank the Tank, but I was pretty much the optimist. But at like some point, you have to start playing better than the White Sox or the Rockies or, the Twins. You have to play better than more teams than just those three for me to truly like be like, all right, we can make a run here, especially when you're losing to the Nationals and the Marlins every time you play them. It's crazy town. It's unbelievable. And it's not even like, the starters are off because the batters, they'll score 4 runs in like the first inning and then they get perfect game the rest of the way. Like, how am I supposed to be like, oh, everything's fine? You cannot like pin one thing down. They just forgot how to play defense during the National Series. It's mind boggling. There's a million different reasons why this team is dead. And yet, if you told me they win the World Series, if you tell me Jared's going to finally call me November 1st, be like, Clem, we did it. Get that tattoo. I'd be like, it's in the realm of possibility. The most frustrating Mets season of my life, bar none. And I know the weight that statement carries. It's not even close, fellas.
25-34 in the second half. Only the Angels, Rockies, and Twins have been worse, as you said. Same record as the Giants, both 25-34, and the Cardinals 25-34.
So, and that's the best part is that we're in like a race with the Giants and the Diamondbacks who sold major pieces of their team at the deadline, and we still cannot just put those guys in the dust. And this is what I said this back when the Reds were kind of the first potential like opponent here for the wild card. At the end of the day, and listen, I liked Mendoza, 2024 OMG, the beautiful season. At the end of the day, this next week, who do I trust more to get his team to the finish line? Carlos Mendoza or Terry Francona? Rocket. That guy broke the curse in 04. I'm going to trust Tito every single time.
And then another one for good measure a few years later.
Yeah, and then, that's just what he does. And he, built the Guardians, whatever they were at the time, back up. And now he's doing the damn thing in Cincinnati with, 1/3 the payroll we have here. So I don't know, boys. I don't know where the answers are. I just keep more questions than answers. That's just life as a Mets fan.
Yeah, I do feel bad for you, Clem, because I feel like the Mets are kind of like, or Mets fans are kind of like a cousin. They're like a distant cousin to the Red Sox fan base. And I wish I could be more sympathetic to you guys, but I'm having my own crisis over here. So like I'm choosing to be selfish. You guys at least made it to the NLCS last year. We haven't played in the playoffs in half a decade. So I'm lashing out against people. I'm just trying to do whatever I can to do my part to make sure the Red Sox get there. And I was lashing out against Guardians fans on Twitter the other day and then like apologizing. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry. Like whoever has to die, I'm willing to watch the life leave your eyes just that I can get there. So it pains me to hear you say like there's a world where maybe you would be happy the Mets didn't even get in at this point.
In the words of the great immortal Liv Soprano. Oh, poor you. Oh, the poor Red Sox fans. Oh, it's so hard. We haven't won a World Series in almost a decade at this point. I'm starting to forget what those duck boats are like. You mean, we did go for the Celtics and Patriots did have the greatest dynasty we've ever seen in football, and I don't even know what the Bruins are doing. But nonetheless, for you, I feel so bad for and listen, we are cousins. I say the Mets Sox connection, when meaningful games in September were but a dream for us, we would just root for you guys when we were out of the playoffs and be like, well, at least the Yankee fans will, be pissed if the Red Sox can pass them and maybe beat them in the playoffs. So I consider us the crappier, lamer cousins, honestly. Let's just call it what it is. But I'm rooting for you whenever the Mets aren't playing you. I'm going Red Sox 100%. My son goes, who do we root for other than the Mets? I go, honestly, we just root for the Red Sox because the Yankees fans hate them so much. So that's really all I got, Jared. It's just like, I'm just telling you, check yourself right now around Mets fans because we are a dangerous bunch. We are a cornered animal. You might get bitten by a Mets fan if you approach him in the street.
I know. Trust me, I know. You guys, it's like we're the more civilized of the family, but like Mets fans, it's like you were running away from home as a teenager. You were getting your tongue pierced in high school. Like you were doing wild shit. Like you're the cousin where it's like, kind of probably going down the wrong path. I would venture to guess, but sometimes you have those success stories. Like I love sitting back and watching Mets playoff runs, which is why I need you to lock in, Clem. I need you to be like, you know what? I believe that sure, it's been a tough second half for the Mets, but there's just something about when you get to the playoffs, some teams can flip that switch, some teams can't. But I feel like the Mets can be one of those teams where it's just like, all right, it's October, let's go. It's a different season. Everybody's 0-0. Let's roll.
Hope is a dangerous thing, Jared. Can make a man lose his mind. As another wise man once said, Jared, you know what? I'm going to do it just because I love you. I love all the guys on the show. I'm going to believe.
Okay.
I'm going all in. I'm going back to that little.
That's right.
I mean, you want to we're the guy that let's just say he lost himself in some hard times and some belief is my substance abuse, right? That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to start huffing the belief for the next 6 games and say, Jared told me it's going to be all right. He's seen the mountaintop a few times, legendary moments. At this rate, the only thing that could give me any joy is, the next 04 Red Sox documentary that come out. What do we got? Like 7 more the rest of the year by Christmas?
I'm out on this one. I'll be honest. I don't even know if I'm going to watch this one. Like, no disrespect. I'm sure we know people that have worked on this thing or like are in this thing. I don't know. Can we fucking focus on a different Red Sox World Series? Like, why do we have 90 documentaries about the 04 Red Sox? They all say the same thing too. It's like, yeah, dude, they were down 0-3 and nobody believed but me. And I knew they were going to come back and then boom, here come the Sox and we win the World Series. Like what, like who cares? Like we've heard all the stories from the players. And then why do we need more first person point of view of just like watching the fucking games? We don't. We really don't.
They fed Cowboy up. They drank some liquor, won some. And you know what? Honestly, like it does make me like I was in a dark place last year in October after the Mets lost. Obviously, the Dodgers take care of the World Series, and I have to admit that Sox watching that documentary on Netflix, it did help the wounds heal a little bit because I heard from a lot of Yankee fans along the way. But I love these Mets playoff runs as well. I think they're a lot of fun. I think we're a great fan base to have in there. But at some point, like this team has caused so much harm to the souls of Mets fans. And it's like, if you called me at different months, I'm blaming different parts of the team that's causing it. So it's truly a faceless monster that is eating our souls on a nightly basis. And I am rooting for them to make it, obviously. Mm-hmm. It's just like, how many times can I watch, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, no outs, and we don't get the run home. We're the only team in baseball with that ninth inning comeback. And that was the 24 Mets was the late comeback. And we don't have one this year. We're 0 for 68 now, I believe.
That's bad. That's bad. Yeah.
We're bad. That's the thing, tough. Jared. We're bad. At some point when your record is the White Sox and the Twins and you have and the Rockies for a prolonged amount of time, like since the second half started, you're just a bad team. You just have fancy names in it, but there's a bad team at its core, and that's what we are, unfortunately.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish we could have spoken on better terms, Clem. I really do, because like you said, it's the postseason is more fun when the Mets are in it. It's a great fan base. It's a rowdy place to play October baseball. But yeah, no, it just It hasn't been pretty in the second half. I really do hope you guys hang on, but if you want me to pull the plug, just tell me. Just put it in your will. Do not resuscitate.
Split the throat. Do not resuscitate. Light the body on fire. Drown it. Burn it. Whatever you got to do, man, just do it. But you know what, Jared? I'm going to leave you with these last 3 words.
Okay.
Gotta believe. We're winning the World Series this year. See you
Let's
guys
go.
in November.
Let's go. We gotta believe. We gotta believe.
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. All right, baby. Let's go. Get a home run, baby. Love the Mets. Let's go, Mets.
Let's go, Mets, man.
How about the level of trauma for Clem there, where he was like, just, you know, there's no team that I'm more afraid of than the Marlins and the Nationals, except the Braves. And that's just the division at that point, right?
The NL East trauma that has taken place.
He's not even mentioning the team that's 12 games ahead of them because they don't matter, right? There's no team that makes me more afraid than every team in my division.
Than all of the other teams that we have to play.
It's about the Mets, baby. I do have to tell you about this game-changing product that I use before a night out with drinks. It's called pre-alcohol. Let's face it, after a night with drinks, I don't bounce back the next day like I used to. I have to make a choice. I can either have a great night or a great next day. That is until I found pre-alcohol. And let me tell you, if there's a surefire way to wake up feeling fresh after drinks with friends, it is with pre-alcohol. We did all agree that this Friday we're gonna let it rip. It's the last weekend home series. The Tigers are in town, so we do have to lock in. But we all said we were gonna maybe let our hair down a little bit, so to speak. But that's where pre-alcohol comes into play. Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. It's a buildup of this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for rough days after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly and you'll feel your best tomorrow. And fall is here. That means it's time to enjoy cooler weather and some drinks out with friends. Whether you're enjoying a pint at a fall festival or a spooky cocktail at a Halloween party, don't forget to drink pre-alcohol before drinking. You'll be able to celebrate and wake up still feeling great the next day. Go to zbiotics.com/BID to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use BID at checkout. Z-Biotics is backed with 100% money-back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they will refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/BID and use the promo code BID at checkout for 15% off. The Brewers, NL Central champs for their third straight season. I feel like now that we've gotten to the end here and there's some Cinderella stories, like we mentioned the Guardians. I mean, what's going on with them? I feel like there's just like, we're on collapse watch more than we're on like happy story watch. But I don't want people to forget about this Milwaukee Brewers team and the run that they went on in the second half here and the special season that they are having in the wake of the very sad passing of Mr. Euchre, a legend in the game. So as October nearly approaches, Justin Havens, what can we expect from the Milwaukee Brewers in terms of a postseason run? Is it kind of like, I feel like if you have a season like this, it has to be NLCS or bust. No?
Oh, I think that absolutely has to be the expectation. I just think that having that expectation also sets this team up for the potential to be disappointed because I don't think it's... So two things. They haven't been to the LCS since 2018. And before that, they hadn't been since 11. So that's, a pretty rare thing for this franchise. That's a high bar to achieve. They haven't made it out of the wild card since 2021. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't want to say it because it makes me sound like just a unabashed hater, because I was wrong on the Brewers, and they've won 3 straight division titles and nobody gives them the proper amount of respect. And I definitely think they can win. I can't escape the feeling that we've sort of seen the best of what they have to offer. And that doesn't mean that they can't still win the National League. I don't know, man. I don't feel appreciably different about them than I do the other batch of contenders that exist in the NL. And I know what their record is, but we've been through this before. Like a 5 or 6 game gap over 162 games is like 1 game a month. And that to me is just not necessarily worth making a huge deal with. I think they are below the Phillies, and I think they're below the Dodgers, and they're with the Phillies in terms of my expectations.
Dallas, is it NLCS or bust for the Brewers?
Well, there's no doubt that would be the expectation. Anytime you win the division the way that they have, then yes, right?
So it's not World Series or bust?
I believe, I mean, what Jayhay just said, like, are you just automatically putting them ahead of the Phillies? Are you automatically putting them ahead of the Dodgers? I think there's too much there to just have them already in that next round.
I understand what Jared's saying about the World Series or bust thing, because like some fans have that mentality and they have been the best team in the National League. So like, why wouldn't it be World Series or bust? I just feel like that puts an enormous amount of weight on a team that simply didn't have those expectations entering this season or for the vast majority of this season. And I feel like unless you are the type of fan where, did we win a World Series? No. Okay, the season was a failure. I feel like if this team gets to the NLCS and is putting on a show that maybe ends in a loss, I still feel like that can be a very successful season for what could be a Brewers team that is still in growing mode, as opposed to this is the best it's going to get.
Yeah. The Brewers are one of, I think it's like 5 teams to have made it to the World Series, but have never won it. So it's kind of hard for me to be like World Series or bust. But I think it just goes to show how talented the National League is, where like, even though the Dodgers haven't been the world beaters that we thought they would be in spring training, they're still the fucking Dodgers. They're still a very good baseball team. Even the San Diego Padres in their own division, very good baseball team. The Phillies, what they were able to do in that division, and the Cubs. I mean, like, there's a lot of good teams. Like I don't even know if we were to power rank all the playoff teams, like the top 6 teams might be NL team. You know what I mean?
Well,
like it's.
Yeah. And I also feel like, there are some years where juggernaut teams exist, right? And we can point to those in these sorts of conversations and be like, I genuinely expect that team to be the best or to have the best chance to get there. I think it's okay. It sounds like a cop-out, but I also feel like it's okay to point to the environment that Major League Baseball has created with the parity that exists in 2025 and say, it could be any of these teams that gets in. They are creating opportunities for 88 win teams to make the postseason. And as we saw with the D-backs, like that can happen and will continue to happen. And the D-backs weren't that far away from winning the actual World Series.
Man.
So
just wait till there's a finite window of spending that these teams are allowed to do. Imagine what that looks like.
Yeah.
Can't you just see the world beaters being constructed in your mind when you close your eyes?
Cal Raleigh hit number 58 on Sunday Night Baseball. He is 2 swings away from hitting 60. Does he get there? Does he has 6? Every team, by the way, I just checked. Every team has 6 games remaining on the schedule. There's no 4 gamers this week. He has 6 games remaining. Does he have 2 in the tank to get to 60?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You're talking about a dude who's going to take multiple at-bats for the next week, possibly from both sides of the plate on any given day. I love his opportunity.
What did Stanton do
odds.
in 17? Did he hit 59?
I thought it was 57, but oh no, it's 59. You're right. Yep, 59 and 132.
Damn, that's gotta suck. That's gotta suck to get that close, and it's like, man, just one more.
He had he left 3 games he had to do it basically because he hit 2 games on 2 homers on September 28th, and then had 3 games left in the schedule to get to 60 and didn't do it.
Bum.
I mean, I'm looking.
That's why
for
they traded him. They're like, this guy's not clutch.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Joe Girardi had to say about Cal Raleigh's MVP candidacy?
No, but I could probably pull it up.
Yeah, look for it.
When was it from?
Man, like a couple days ago. I'm not exactly.
I wish I could find it. Joe Girardi, a former catcher, doesn't think being a catcher is enough of a reason for Cal Raleigh to win MVP over Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, phrased that way, that's true. In and of itself, probably true.
Yeah. But then I think when you start to dive in, but yeah, I was curious. I saw that and I didn't get to read up on it.
Yeah, I don't see a clip or anything.
Okay. Well, then I won't comment on something that I have not heard about fully.
Yeah.
But I just found that to be interesting that he would even have that opinion, but I then quickly reminded myself, oh, that's right. The guy in line 2 win it if Cal Raleigh doesn't is a Yankee. And yeah. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have plenty of MVP discussions. But I mean, I think it does matter. It does matter that the Mariners are going to win the division and the Yankees are not. Like that should matter.
I don't understand how it can't matter if that was the narrative being built around his recent MVP case. That he was doing all of the heavy lifting, he was carrying his team to the postseason. How do you make that your argument? And then when that argument is being made and is living out in real time and being proven to be every bit of the reason why this team is in the spot they're in, how do you watch that unfold and go, yeah, but still, nah, not really.
Then no.
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously had Gage. What's his name? Gage. We had Gage on to talk about his negotiation with the Kansas City Royals for catching one of the Cal Raleigh home run number 55. Mm-hmm. But we did over the weekend have an incident. Not an incident. That sounds like it was a bad thing. We had an occurrence happen where a fan caught Mike Trout's 400th home run ball. And he got 3 signed bats. Why 3? Don't know. Got 3 signed bats and then asked to play catch with Mike Trout, which I thought was very fucking cool. Like, I feel like, I mean, I don't know how many there's not enough time left in the season, and I don't know how many like milestone home runs are left or whatever, but that's a cool negotiating tactic, you know? I don't know. Like, I'm sure that there's some guys in the league that'll be like, no, dude, just give me my fucking ball. Like, I don't want to play. Like, I'm being held hostage to play catch with a complete stranger. Like, I'm good. But Mike Trout was cool about it. He actually didn't even use a glove when they were playing catch.
He looked for one.
Yeah.
Do we have any problem with that?
Nope.
The no glove move?
Okay. I'll be honest. Like, yeah, if we're going to get a little picky about this.
Yeah, just a little picky, because that's like kind of what I do.
Yeah, I know. And so
now
Jay,
I can't put it in there because you're Mike Trout.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know where Jayhay's going with this. It's like, are we really having catch, or is this male adult just sort of like gently tossing me the ball back and kind of giving me my, exactly like, oh, this is so cute. Like, I'll be honest. I had a moment like this with a child in Toronto. And Sean Newcomb walking by just threw me his glove and was like, here, so he can, and he even said, he was like, here, so he can chuck it. Like, meaning so the kid can actually let it go, because you could tell the kid wanted to fucking chuck it. The people in the stands had like cleared out and gave him a path, but he was just kind of lobbing it in there because I didn't have a glove. So yeah, I think from start to finish, it is cool, because this is something that my wife and I have discussed here recently, just with birthdays and other events and occasions. Christmas is obviously the big ticket item, but the experiences over tangible things. And I think that is a great example to set. And you're going, but Dallas, he asked for 3 autographed bats, and I'm sure he got some other shit too. Of course he did. He's not walking out of there completely empty-handed, but he's not asking for season tickets either, right? He's not trying to make this a big, huge monetary exchange. He wants the bats. And dude, can I play catch with Mike Trout? Because that's a story he's going to get to tell for the rest of his life. That's a story that his family's going to get to share. I've never played catch with Mike Trout. Anybody else here play catch with Mike Trout?
Not me, no.
Pretty cool story to tell, man. Like, on the day that he hit his 400th homer, I caught the ball, went down, got bat signed, pictures great. Like, he was awesome. Because Mike Trout, for anybody who hasn't just been able to watch him work a room or work a group of people or children, fans, he's one of the best. One of the best at just getting on the level with the fans. And if that means an adult, if that means a 7-year-old, he fucking nails it 10 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10. So to have that moment, dude, like Jared, you catch Poppy's 400th, you catch Manny's 400th, and that even thought just pops into your head like, bro, did I just play catch with Manny in front of the monster? Like, actually, Manny ran into the monster, took a piss, and then came back out, and we played catch. Yeah. It was awesome. It was great. Like, that's, yes. So I'm here for it. Like, I saw people like, oh, what a weird move to ask for that. Why? Have you never thought about playing catch with, like, one of your idols? What, like, fuck, how cool it would be. You kidding me?
Not weird.
I got to the big leagues. I threw a fucking bullpen to Mike Piazza. Are you fucking serious? Like, I'm not sure the guy even had catching equipment when he got to our team. I threw a bullpen to Mike Piazza. That, I feel a certain way about that. I'm a big leaguer, and that makes me feel a certain way. So
that would be cool.
Really fucking cool. Really cool. Don't let anybody rain on this dude's parade. Aside from the fact that he kind of got little boy, said, no glove. I don't really need a glove, pal. Yeah.
But that's just having a little fun with it. The request is the foundation of what all of this is built off of, right? It's how we all like fell in love with the game, or many of us fell in love with the game, was just getting out there and having a catch for the first time, right? And the memories that are built around that. And I'm with you. I think it was cool of him to ask. And listen, a lot has been said about Mike Trout and the crown that was placed on his head as it relates to being the face of baseball, and maybe a misplaced moniker, something he wasn't interested or willing to carry. That doesn't mean that he isn't and hasn't been a great ambassador for the game of baseball. And I think this is a great example of, like, credit to him for saying yes, because you guys said at the beginning, most people would have said no. And glove, no glove, however long the catch was, whatever velocity the kid got to throw with, he said yes. It was a great moment. And I think that's a legitimate grow the game moment as well, which is really cool.
Yeah. Well, and look, let's not, it's not like it was a 12-year-old child. It was an adult, but still, like, that's, man, like, that's
but that really guy, cool. But that guy might show it to his kid, right? Like, hey, like that guy that you hear about, Mike Trout, like one of the, X number greatest players that I ever saw play. Yeah. Here's that video. Like I got to have a catch with him. I know there are ages where it maybe feels a little bit more weird than other ages, but I think at every age it works. To a toddler all the way up to 95 years old, 100 years old, having a catch with Mike Trout, because that's what baseball's about.
You're absolutely right. And that's something that I think fans maybe lose sight of is a lot of the guys that we talk about day in and day out, some are just barely old enough to drink, right? To buy themselves a legal alcoholic beverage. Others are still in the prime of their youth, but these are individuals who are doing things that are bringing memories back to 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds. And what does it do? It recaptures the inner child, and it brings that child out who went to the ball game for the very first time and saw the grass for the first time, had no idea that they had this much green grass in one place. And now you're watching all these heroes that you've seen on TV and you've heard on the radio, you've watched them on commercials. Like, now they're there, you can almost touch them. Like, and dare I say you can, when you get to a point where you catch their 400th home run, and then you ask, dude, I'd like a bat and something, but could we play catch? Like, could I play catch with you? Yes. Like, holy shit. Holy shit.
Pretty cool. The Nolan Arenado standing ovation. He's got another year in his contract. I'm confused. They're just, what's going to happen here? I mean, they obviously tried very hard to trade him this past offseason. He vetoed the trade to the Houston Astros, and then
classy fans, Jared.
Yeah, but like, what's going to happen? Like, I love Nolan, but this is unequivocally the worst season of his career. Who's going to take on that money?
Well, I
$27 million in 2026.
Well, you can't ask that question. Well, I guess you could, because if they're supposed to be the most knowledgeable fans and most educated fans and the classiest fans, would they understand his contract situation, and wouldn't they know that he's going to be their burden to bear? Well, maybe, but if not, and they're just thinking about it like, hey, you know what? Maybe this is the last time we see Nolan, because maybe Nolan's like, hey, I'm going to take it to the house. I'm good. Do I think that's going to happen? I think Nolan will probably take the paycheck. Got to believe that's going to happen. But in the event that this is the last time they get to see him in their uniform at home, don't you take advantage of that? Or don't you acknowledge that? Don't you? I don't know. No? What would the fans just wear it? Not wear it, but just nothing at all. I mean, I think it shows a bit of a pulse on the situation for the fans to do this and go, we get it, man. We get it. They tried to ship you out of here. That didn't work out. Whether they ran out of time, just didn't have suitors. Who knows? We don't, because we're just fans. So this is where we're at. We really would have loved for things to work out here. Clearly, that hasn't been the case. Don't know if you're going to be around here next year. In the event that you are not, thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for the career you've put together. Sorry it didn't pan out here. We've enjoyed watching you. We appreciate your professionalism.
He said, whatever happens, I really enjoy my time here, and I was really happy that I got traded here. I have no regrets about it. I think some people wonder about it, but I have zero regrets about when I opted in to stay. I love this place, but change is definitely needed. He was asked if he thought this would be his last game at Busch Stadium while wearing a Cardinals uniform. He said, I mean, it's starting to really feel like it.
Yeah, so how is an entire fan base completely out of touch while they're
I didn't say they're out of touch. I just said he's still under contract for next year.
Yeah, but you got a fan base that has stood up and acknowledged the situation. You're hearing from him that he feels the same, not apprehension, but he feels the same, I don't know. I'm not sure. Who knows? It's starting to feel that way. Like, anytime a player comes out and vocalizes that, you have to know that that's been a thought for a period of time.
Or a conversation with the organization too.
Well, yeah. I mean, however you want to phrase it. I mean, it's a thought in his head because he's had the conversation, or they're going to have the conversation because he's revealed to have had this thought in his head. I mean, chicken, egg, whichever came first, doesn't matter to me. I mean, it's there.
Jayhay, how do you see this situation playing out? You think that that's like Like, I mean, are they trading it? Like, are they going to eat money? Like, what is?
Yeah, I think it's just eating the vast majority of the contract and everybody moving on. I think it is kind of that simple. I think that it's so out in the open. I think that what I've just described has probably already been acknowledged. And while we don't have a destination picked out, I to the point you're making about where the quality of Arenado's play has kind of landed at this point, I don't know that we're going to be quite as judgy about the landing spot as we were in this past offseason, where Houston was, no thank you. And I'm not saying that Nolan Arenado didn't have the right to be judgy at that point. I'm just saying he's coming off of what you're describing as the worst offensive season of his career. True. And to the point where he's just not a regular player, I don't think, for a team that has postseason aspirations. That doesn't mean he can't be a contributor. It doesn't mean he can't be part of the solution, or it doesn't mean he can't be a regular for a team that doesn't have postseason aspirations. You just got to kind of find that middle ground. But if he's a $5 or $6 million player, because the Cardinals are eating $20 million, that changes things a little bit.
Jayhay, is there a world where the Halos who need some help on the pitching side of things could go out and
get themselves an Arenado,
get themselves a third baseman?
I wonder if you're running the Angels, if like the juice would even, like, they're not going to do this obviously, but like if the juice was even worth the squeeze for the jokes that you would have to endure about just going and getting another washed up former awesome third baseman. It's like, he might be okay for us, but like, are the tweets worth it? Is Anthony Rendon being brought back into the conversation worth this headache? I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that they gave him the ovation, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was the wrong thing to do. I was just more curious of like, why does it sound so, I guess, definitive?
Well,
I think it's it's also because of what we know played out in the offseason, right? Like, we know that this divorce was ready to go in a lot of ways a season ago. And I can't offhand, didn't prepare a list. I can't offhand recall an instance of a team so well. I guess Sandy Alcantara would be the other example, which just happened this season. But like, it seemed like very rarely do you get such a telegraphed desire to trade, go so far down that road. Even though the Houston thing didn't work out, there was never another solution that was found. And Nolan's probably known that this was coming for the entire season, more or less, or at least post trade deadline. And I'm sure the Cardinals have as well.
No, I mean, I just watched this same thing, kind of not the same thing because it's a 1-year deal. He is a free agent after this year. Obviously, the history for Andrew McCutchen as a Pittsburgh Pirate, but watching him take his last at bat in Pittsburgh, every fan in the house stood on their feet. It was an ovation to bring him up to the plate. They stood the entire at bat, even cheered after he was called out on strikes to end his at bat and potentially end his career as a Pittsburgh Pirate. But his reaction after the fact maybe led some to believe, well, you know what? There wasn't a big hat tip after, where there wasn't a curtain call. There wasn't maybe we're not done, but still fans showed their love for a guy who has made quite an impact for that franchise.
Shout him out. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone feel vulnerable. Data brokers make a profit off your data. Your data is a commodity. Anyone on the web can buy your private details that can lead to identity theft, phishing attempts, and harassment. But now you can protect your privacy with Delete Me. What do data brokers do? Your name, contact info, social security number, home address, even information about your family members could all be compiled by data brokers and sold online. The New York Times Wirecutter has named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. As someone with an active online presence, protecting my privacy is obviously very, very important to me. That is why I use Delete Me. It is something that is very, very important. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now, at a special discount for our listeners, get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/BID. and use the promo code BID at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/BID, enter the promo code BID at checkout. That is joindeleteme.com/BID, promo code BID. Anything else you guys wanted to hit on today before we get to the Nugs?
No, just I know you guys might not have caught wind of this, but the idea that Manfred suggests that Major League Baseball will be able to unify TV rights for all 30 teams, hopefully by 2028. So that means, and this is to quote him, he said, "For me, the ideal would be, for example, having either an MLB network-based or digitally based kind of fallback where you always know if it's not a national game, I'm going to be able to find it in one of these two places." So as we move forward, I know that blackouts and just accessibility in general to the game are a big deal if you're trying to grow this game. You'd like people to watch what you're trying to grow, kind of like planting a seed and then just staring at it and going, shit, we forgot the water.
Yep. Some award-winning Nugs, please, Justin Havens.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking. Nico Horner had a 13-game run that wrapped up over the weekend that featured 22 hits, 5 stolen bases, 6 walks, but only 3 strikeouts. 13-game runs in a single season in the last 20 years by NL batters with those stat lines. Horner in 25, Mookie in 24, Acuna in 23, Jose Reyes in 11, Juan Pierre in 09, Jimmy Rollins in 07, and Kenny Lofton in 2005. George Springer, Renaissance season continues. He became the 5th player in MLB history to produce a season with 30 or more homers and 15 or more stolen bases in his age 35 season or older. Alfonso Soriano, Reggie Sanders, Andres Galarraga twice, and Carlton Fisk are the only other examples of that. Garrett Crochet had another nice start against the Yankees since the last time we podcast. He has now racked up 48 strikeouts against the Yankees this season. That is the 4th most strikeouts against the Yankees franchise by a Red Sox pitcher in a single season, behind only Pedro in 01, Smokey Joe Wood in 1911 when they were technically the Highlanders, but that's why I said franchise, and Chris Sale in 2017. Shohei Ohtani, people have correctly noted since then that he's almost certainly not going to risk the injury to steal 2 more bags and achieve this made-up feat. But I'm rooting that he will do so because Ohtani is 2 stolen bases away from becoming the first player in MLB history to rack up 150 or more homers and 100 or more stolen bases over any 3-season period. He currently sits at, I think, 151 homers and 98 stolen bases now. So we're very close, but that would be an unprecedented 3-year achievement for Ohtani if he gets there. There aren't even that many examples of 150 homers by itself over a 3-year span. Only 10 players have ever put together runs like that in Major League Baseball history. Eugenio Suarez, if he can get to 50 homers, he would have by far the lowest on base percentage for any 50 homer season in Major League Baseball history. That record, so to speak, currently is held by Andrew Jones. In 2005, his on-base percentage in that 50 homer season was .347. Julio Rodriguez, since the last pod, crossed the 300 total bases mark for the 2025 season. He's the 4th AL outfielder to debut in the wild card era to have multiple seasons with 300 or more total bases through his age 24 season. The 3 others are Mike Trout, Grady Sizemore, and Carlos Beltran. Fun list there. Giancarlo Stanton reached 450 career homers. He is the first player since Miguel Cabrera in 2018 to reach 450 homers by their age 35 seasons. Albert Pujols, Adam Dunn, Alex Rodriguez, Manny Ramirez, Jim Thome, Griffey, Sosa, and Bonds are the other players to do so since 2000. Cal Raleigh as we've noted, is now up to 58 homers on the season. So this is less of a nug and more just accounting, but most homers in the single season in American League history, as a reminder, it's Judge at 62, Roger Maris at 61, Babe Ruth at 60, and Babe Ruth at 59. So he's currently sitting in a tie with Judge, Hank Greenberg, and Jimmy Fox for fifth most in American League history. To Jared's point, we'll see if he can continue to move up the list there. Continuing on. Went on a little bit of an Aaron Judge thing. Dallas doing this Cal Raleigh PR tour. I've got to push back just a little bit, if only for appearance sake. Aaron Judge is headed towards his third season with an OPS plus of 200 or better in at least 600 plate appearances. He'll be the sixth player in MLB history to produce 3 such years through his age 33 campaign. Ruth, Williams, Hornsby, Mantle, and Gehrig are the other players to have at least 3 such seasons. He's now done it in consecutive years, 24 and 25. The only players to ever produce consecutive years of 200 plus or 200 OPS plus or better are Judge, Bonds, Mantle, Williams, Fox, Hornsby, and Ruth. Corbin Carroll reached the 30 homer, 30 stolen base mark over the weekend, giving us 4 players to reach the 30-30 milestone this season. That ties for the most in a single season in Major League Baseball history. And there's a very real possibility that we could reach 7 this year because Pete Crow Armstrong, God bless him, 1 homer away. Francisco Lindor is 2 homers away, and Julio Rodriguez is 2 stolen bases away. So all very, very viable at this point. Corbin Carroll also joined Willie Mays in 1957 and Jimmy Rollins in 07 as the only players to produce a season with 30 homers, 30 stolen bases, and 15 triples. Corbin Carroll and Jarren Duran have been just an incredible amount of fun when it comes to running searches with counting stats over the last 2 seasons. Going back to Aaron Judge now, though, he also hit the 9.0 B-WAR mark. That's where he's at, entering play on Monday. He's the 4th player in the last 50 years to record 3 seasons with 9 or more wins above replacement. Bonds had 8, Trout and A-Rod had 4 such seasons. And lastly, Emmett Sheehan became the first Dodgers righty with multiple starts of 0 runs, 1 or 0 walks, and 10 or more strikeouts in the same season since Walker Buehler in 2019. And those are the Nugs.
Thank you, Justin Havens. Dallas, any final thoughts today?
Yeah, I want to take a moment to shout out some folks who are near and dear to my heart. And that is some baseball fans that still call Oakland, California home because they got to celebrate a baseball championship brought to Oakland by the Oakland Ballers, who have won the Pioneer League Championship. And I've been able to talk and see a lot of those fans out here in Sacramento at some baseball games. A lot of those fans who were fans that were never going to make it out this way and watch baseball. We don't need to go down that road. We all get it. The idea, though, that baseball is back in an area that has gone through what those fans have gone through, baseball fans in the area, and watching the evolution of Raimondi Park, watching the effort that has gone into to bring that place not only up to standard, but I think set the standard, having exceeded the original standard. I think it's just it's a great moment for fans who were looking for something to fill a void. We're looking for different ways to get that baseball itch scratched. And so I think for a community and for a team, for a group of players who absolutely got to feel the joy and the excitement and the passion that comes with Oakland baseball fans, I'm happy that they got to experience that. And I'm happy that the fans were able to wrap their arms around a team in a moment like that, because I know how special that was, not only for the players, but for everybody involved. So I want to shout out the Oakland Ballers and everybody that's had a hand in getting that team up and running, and now having experienced championship success. So congratulations.
Shout him out. My final thought, Mr. Bob Kendrick is going to be on the podcast this week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thursday.
Yep. Lock it in. Yep.
Always a pleasure. Always an honor. Yeah, he's the best storyteller. So very excited for another Bob Kendrick appearance on Baseball is Dead. That'll be happening on Thursday. That'll be perfect to take us into the weekend of what will be a stressful weekend of baseball, to have just like some relaxing, soothing baseball stories, some Negro League stories. That'll kind of take the edge off before we ramp it back up this weekend. So looking forward to that interview on Thursday.
I also just thought about this. We got to get my guy Dwayne Reeder on the podcast. He's the individual who owns and operates and built the Roberto Clemente Museum.
Oh shit. I want to go, dude.
Oh, Jared, dude,
isn't it like it's private tour only, right? Yeah,
yep.
Okay. I want to go.
We just took a bunch of the guys, like our whole group, PR, like everybody. There was like 25 of us there. Dwayne's awesome. He's also a great storyteller. It's a phenomenal experience. It's a museum that was put together by Dwayne basically for Roberto's wife, because he's just like, I got all this stuff. Like I got all this stuff and I'm getting stuff from it. Like I want to put this together. I want to show you this. And it just continued to grow. I mean, they have the propeller from his plane in the museum. Like and for folks who like, it's pretty cool. And Jay, I think you would truly appreciate this. And Jared, you too, to an extent, because there's a conversation between he and Branch Rickey that is being documented through letters, through email exchange, about like negotiating for his services, right? Like, this is what we're willing to offer you. And he's like, I don't know. I think I'm pretty good. Like I hit homers. I'm on base a lot. Like
I have a rocket arm.
Like, but like, you know, like it's extra bases too. Like I'm a slugger. And it's almost like, well, what if we could put this in like a statistical context? Like like a percentage of how well you slug, you know? And so it really is, man. It's a truly great experience, because you get to see, and you get to learn, much like the Negro League Museum, you get to learn about so many different characters. And in the Roberto Clemente Museum, if you've ever been to the Negro League Museum, and this is why I love it so much, because I've been to I go to both these places every single time I'm in town. It's not I've been there once, I'll do it. No, I'm going every time. And you can hear stories that have like crossover, and you see these characters. You're like, fuck, weren't you dealing with it's awesome, man. It truly is. It is a bucket list item, just like the Hall of Fame, just like the Negro League Museum. You got to get to the Roberto Clemente Museum. And it's in an old abandoned firehouse that he refurbished, rebuilt. It's got a fucking winery underneath. Like, we just had epic wine pizza. Like, it was, dude.
I'm in. All right. We will be back on Wednesday. Don't forget, Just the Nuts. We'll probably have to start a little bit earlier, Jayhay, because that Cleveland series, I think, those are 6:40 starts.
So that's what, 4:40 here, right? Or 3:40 here.
They're in Cleveland.
I know. So I'm saying in my time, in California time.
Yeah. 3:40. Yeah.
I'll be ready to go. Rocket. This is the biggest series of the season, man.
Yeah. All right. I'm excited. So
yeah,
Just the Nuts.
First pitch is at 6:40. I'm locked in.
You're gonna hop on too?
If it's at 3:40, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, I'm watching that series.
All right. Dallas Braden joining Just the Nuts.
Star-studded,
Chasing
baby.
some Jovies. Very exciting. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. So yeah, that'll be fucking 4 straight days of BID content for the folks. Exciting times. Last week of the regular season. Lock it the fuck in, and we'll see you tomorrow night on Just the Nuts.
Wow.